chapter 55 actually any good? Hi, my name is Paige. Welcome to my channel. So, in this vlog, we are going to be reading ACOMAF for the very first time. I am super excited for you to see this video. It's gonna be a long one, so if you would like to, get a drink, get a snack, and let's get going. We're starting it tonight. I don't know if I want to start it now, if I want to get like comfy cozy and start it, but I am going to be listening along to the audiobook, but I am going to try and react to every single thing that I can. Everything that I can think of for this one, because I have heard the most amazing things about this book in particular, that it is the best of the series. It is like Sergio Maas's best book. It has the best relationship, the spiciest scenes, so it has a lot to live up to. And I enjoyed book one. I liked it. I was surprised how much I ended up liking that one. I didn't love it. It's not my new favorite, and I honestly haven't been like dying to pick this one up. I'm ready. We're gonna finish out the month with this, and I hope that it is at least decent. I'm assuming I'm gonna like it though. I think I'm an easy to please reader. Sometimes I just have books that just don't gel with me, but I think this one is gonna be one that I think I'm gonna like it. I guess we're gonna find out. We're already starting off with a nightmare, and she woke up and immediately vomited. And so to me, she's pregnant. That is what I assume off the very first line, even though I think it's just a reference to her having a nightmare. But I personally have never thrown up from a nightmare. I don't know if that's like a common thing. If it is, let me know. But I just assume she's pregnant. 20 pages in, and Tamlin is just as absent as he was the last half of the first book. He shows up like for a moment to tell her no, she can't do something. He's just so boring. He's so boring. There's nothing between them. I feel nothing for these two. And the way that she mentions that her nightmares are like a big problem, and that Tamlin doesn't say a word about them, just lets her go on about it on her own and may or may not wake up. He doesn't even ask like, you okay? They just don't talk about it. That's just, ew. I don't like him. He's so boring. I don't. Is he gonna be like really mean? Because if he's really mean, I'll just feel so justified in not liking this dude. He's so blah to me. He has been since the first book. There's nothing there. There's nothing between them. I stand by this. I am really enjoying Feyre being depressed over the entire trials. I am glad that it's not like glossed over, that she has moved on. She finished the trials and she's all cool, calm, and collected. I really like that they are, or that she is really struggling with everything that she did, all of the awful things that she did, because she full-on murdered people to save Tamlin. So I really like that she's suffering through all of that still. And we just got to the part where she could not marry him, and now Rhysand has shown up, and I'm super excited to see what happens. But I was surprised that the wedding was like happening within the first 40 pages. I kind of expected it to extend a little bit longer. Like, in my mind, we were gonna have everything work up to the wedding, and Feyre and Rhysand would somehow go about their deal of the like 1 week a month she has to go and stay with him, and that would somehow cause a problem with the wedding, is what I kind of assumed would go on for the storyline, but that's not the case. All right, I changed and put on frumpy pajamas, but whatever, I need to be cozy. But okay, does anyone actually like Tamlin? Like, I need to know what people saw in that relationship, because I do think that people really enjoyed Feyre and Tamlin together, and I'm just not understanding how, because I'm already barely on page 60. And we have spent more time with Rhys in this book, plus in the last book, than we ever did with Tamlin. I still stand by the fact that she has had maybe 5 conversations, like actual conversations with Tamlin since the beginning of the first book. And I just don't know how we are supposed to believe that she actually fell in love with him, aside from like him being attractive and them having like probably a decent sex life. So I'm just wondering what makes people like him. And I get that like Rhys is probably not a great guy. I do have a vivid image of him, like, what was it? Something with like the bone that stuck out of her arm. She like broke her arm in one of the trials, and he like pushed his finger into the wound or something that like caused her more harm. that was completely unnecessary and made him definitely a bad guy. But at the same time, already he cares that she's losing weight. He wants her to put up a shield in her mind, and he's teaching her how to read. Like, he's trying to make her life easier going forward, knowing like everything that could come after her. And Tamlin is just like, oh, you have nightmares, whatever, I'm gonna ignore you. Oh, you want to leave and go and do stuff and not be cooped up in this house? No, you're gonna stay cooped up. So I'm just like, there's a very clear who's better already. And I think, no, honestly, even if I didn't already know that Rhys was the one that like everyone prefers, I think I would already prefer him, just because there's nothing with Tamlin. He's just like a wooden plank. Like, there's nothing magical about him aside from the fact that he can turn into some beastly thing. But like, what does he even do with that? What does he even do with it? Okay, so if you like Tamlin, please explain to me. I'm sure Rhys has his problems. What makes Tamlin special at all? I would like to know, because I don't see it. And I would like to. I would like to know why Feyre likes him. I don't like anger problems. And I don't like when men with anger problems immediately apologize right after. Like, it's like full-on whiplash. And I think that's what just happened with Tamlin. He just like blew up his study because he got so mad. And Feyre's like actually terrified, but he's just apologizing and blaming it on like stress. I don't like him, you guys. I don't like him. I just, ugh. I am so done with him. I am so done with him saying that she can't do things. This is so frustrating. I'm so frustrated for her. No wonder she's like withering away to nothingness and being so depressed. If she has so many powers and people are eventually going to come attack her, why the heck wouldn't he want her to be as strong as humanly possible so she could at least have a chance at survival, even if she's not able to fully protect herself? To me, that's like a huge sign that somebody doesn't truly love somebody else. If you truly love them, you would want them to have their best chance. You can't just bank everything on you being strong enough to protect them. They need to also protect themselves. Ugh, I'm so frustrated with him. What is it about somebody comforting another person after a nightmare that makes me just go feral? And then when she asks to just leave because she doesn't want to go into the prison because she cannot stomach the fear of going back underneath the mountain, and he just, no questions asked, takes her back home. I can't, I friggin' love this guy. There's just something so great about somebody who cares about another person's mental health. And then, like, I think back with Tamlin, I enjoyed that he was protective, but I didn't enjoy how overprotective he was, where he wasn't thinking about her well-being in the sense of her feelings being okay, her mental health being okay. He just wanted to protect her as a person, just wants to make sure that she is alive, but he wasn't thinking about anything deeper than just keep her alive, protect in that way. And then we have this beautiful man who is just protecting every part of her, and I'm here for it. I can't. I'm so basic. I'm so basic that this just it gets me. It gets me. Okay. Like, I know he wasn't great to her at the mountain, where he like hurt her a lot and made that bargain really not with the best intentions, you know. So he has flaws, but he's being good now. I'm gonna keep reading. Okay, wait. Just 30 seconds, not even 5 seconds after I just said that. One thing. Does Sarah J. Maas not know a lot of names that start with letters other than A? Because we have Amren, Amarantha from the last one, who keeps being brought up in this one, and we have Azriel, and I think there's some other A names in here too. There's just too many. Pick another letter. I can't keep them all straight. They are all the same person, even if they're all different genders. I think I mentioned it when I was reading book 1, but Rhysand is the Casbreaker of this world. And there's no wonder why I'm in love with him. He's always thinking like 14 steps ahead, just like Cass. And I love that. Okay, so I had every intention of getting ready today and looking presentable, but that was just not in the cards. I woke up sleepy, didn't want to do anything, so I played Sims most of the day. And now we are at about 7 o'clock at night, and I have not read yet. But I'm going to try my best to get as close to the end of this book as possible. Will I be able to do it? Probably not, but I have a very busy day tomorrow, so I don't want to run out of time to edit this and make sure it goes out on Friday, or else I'm gonna be up all night Thursday night editing. But there are worse things in the world. I don't really remember where I left off yesterday when I was updating. I know that I read up to where Feyre had to go and find the ring in the weaver's house or whatever, like the blind witch lady, and she was able to get through it even though she like nearly had a panic attack, but she pushed through. She was able to retrieve the ring, and that's all that I remember reading. I think I might have stopped right after that because I was just so sleepy, but I have no idea what to expect from this book, honestly. I can't predict anything that's going on. All I know is that they're trying to find a book that goes along with the magical cauldron that started all of life in this world, and they're trying to make sure that the cauldron cannot be used to bring back Jurian, who was a bad guy, I think. So I think that's the plot. I just hope that it all like resolves in this book, but then I don't know what the third book is gonna be, because this feels like it's setting up for a war. So are we like getting the pre-war and then book 3 is war, because it talks, the name says Wings and Ruin, so Ruin, is that like the aftermath of the war? So I don't really know what to expect from this at all. I am enjoying it though. Clearly I like Rhysand, so I'm just gonna, if anything, push through to see what goes on with him. One thing I kind of wish that happened in this book was at least one point of view change to see how Tamlin reacted when Feyre left. That is the one thing that I feel like I am missing from this. Even if it was just like a paragraph where it was just him destroying the entire castle or whatever he lived in, manor, I don't really know. I would have loved to see that, because he's just not present. He wasn't present in the last book. He was hardly present in this book, and we just know that he has like, he gets angry sometimes and like turns into the beast. But I wanted to see him like go full on rage moment after her leaving. I think it would have been such a nice touch. So I hope that we run into him and like hear what he did and hear how he reacted, because that I feel like that's missing. It's just, it also could have been like a really good like moment to have Feyre constantly doubt her decision, where if she knew how he reacted, maybe part of her wanted to go back, but it just seems like she's moved on. She's like, well, he locked me up for a day and wouldn't let me go. I mean, I guess it was longer than a day, but when he like full on put her in lockdown, that was just for one day. And so I just feel like she moved on really fast from this whole situation, and I would love to see how he reacted. That's all I want. I just want like one chapter where it's just his point of view, and it's just, even if it was like a third person, like the beast came out, ripped everything to shred, done. I would have been satisfied with that, but whatever. I'm gonna get reading now because I've been talking for way too long. Okay, I just need to know, does anyone actually like Elaine? Are we meant to actually like her or not? Because I dislike her so much. This like infantilizing of her is getting on my last nerve, because she's older than Feyre. She's the middle child, but she's treated like the baby of a family. I would understand if the whole dynamic was that Nesta was the oldest child and she was like greatly spoiled, and so she just had that like chip on her shoulder the entire time that they lost all of their money and were struggling super hard. Like I would get her being the way she is. And then if Feyre was the forgotten middle child, it would make way more sense than Elaine being the middle child and Feyre being the baby. Because Elaine is getting babied, but she's older than Feyre. She is a whole ass woman, and she is just always the precious one that they want to take care of, and she seems so naive. For what reason? She's educated, and she went through the entire struggle that everyone else did of not having enough food, needing to survive, and she's still just so naive, and I really dislike it. I think I'm meant to like her though. She's being written as like this sweet, gentle-hearted person, and I don't buy it. I feel like she was just so passive throughout everything that Feyre had to do in book 1 to keep them alive, and never spoke up and never tried to help Feyre in any way. And Nesta is still so protective over her, and for what? For what? Because she's nice? I don't know. I'm not a fan of her, and I don't want to look up anything about these characters because I know that there's more books in the series and I don't want to be spoiled for any of it, but she just kind of seems like a not great person. She's like one of those people who will sit back and watch all the bad things happen, but she doesn't participate in it, so that makes her not bad. But you're still bad by being passive and not speaking up and not helping others. So it would just make so much more sense if Nesta was the oldest, Feyre was like shortly after her, maybe a year or two apart, and then Elaine was like 10 years younger than both of them, like the actual baby of the family, you know? It would just make so much more sense to treat her like this and talk about her as if she's just this like precious little flower. I don't know. Bothers me. Okay, I'm gonna go back to reading now. The way that Feyre learned how to read so fast makes me laugh so much, because I've said it a few times, but I was a teacher for 5 years. And I taught 7-year-olds, so they were in 2nd grade in the States, so they know their alphabet. They know a few words. They've spent about 2 years in school learning how to read, but they don't know a lot. But my students could never pick up reading as fast as she did. And I would say that she would be at like a 2nd or 3rd grade level based on what she has said about her knowing how to read. So it just makes me laugh how fast she learned. It seemed like she learned in 2 or 3 months, maybe, just by copying sentences. I don't know, just a really stupid, dumb thing for me to notice. But every time I'm at a point where her and, what's his name, Rhysand, are passing notes back and forth, and she can read everything that he's writing. And it was like a month ago that this girl wasn't able to read one sentence by herself. So I think it's funny, but whatever. It's for the plot. It's good for the plot. Makes sense, but teacher brain says it would take her, I would say, 6 months to be able to read at the speed and write at the speed that she's doing at, if she was dedicating all the time that she could, which I do remember her practicing writing and reading quite a lot when she was alone, but still, it would take just a smidge longer, just a smidge. There is something that I have been unsure about, and I don't want to look up any information online because I don't want to accidentally be spoiled for future books. But what is going on with Cassian, Azriel, and Mor? Are they a throuple? Because that's what I'm getting. Like, there's definitely a history between them, right? But they're not together. But are they? I don't understand that. It's bothering me that I can't figure this one random thing out. I don't know if I'm just not paying attention or if I missed a couple of parts, but I want to know so bad. I want to know so bad. Oh, and we're about to go into the Court of Nightmares, and I'm very intrigued about how this is gonna go. What sort of role is Feyre playing? Is she gonna be like super mean? I'm excited for this part. They're killing me. Her and Tamlin hooked up way faster than these two have. This is such a slow burn, and it sucks in a good way. The chemistry these two have is great. Her and Tamlin were nothing. They had nothing between them. There was nothing there, and they got together so fast. So fast. It took them, what, like 3 conversations, and she was in love with him, and they were already sleeping together. And this has taken 40 years. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. Good morning. So it is almost 11, but I've been up since 8:30 since my grandfather needed me to go pick up some paint supplies, and he didn't want to do it. So he told me I had to wake up early and go do that. So I did that, and I have been trying to find all of the fall decorations that are in my house, and that took forever because we have way too many Christmas decorations, and all of our fall ones were at the very bottom of all of our Christmas ones. That was a task to get all of the fall ones out, and I don't have the energy to now put them up, but I do need to read. In a few hours, I'm meeting some of my former teacher friends, and we're just gonna hang out, but I need to read, and I need to start editing before I meet them, or else I'm gonna be up all night. But I think I'll be editing all night anyway, so. But I need to read, and we are finally going to get to this chapter 55 if it's the last thing I do, I need to know what this one is all about. So I'm gonna start reading, and like I have been this entire vlog, I will be telling you how I feel. I am so tired and I have no more coffee. It's gonna be a long morning. She just had her run-in with Lucian, and I am so proud of her for standing up for herself. Good job. But I am so curious, like I said before, I am so curious to know Tamlin's point of view and what is going on at the spring court. I could sense that Lucian was terrified of not being able to return with Feyre. So what is Tamlin doing over there? I just want to know the sort of chaos that is going on in the spring court. There's only one bed. But I swear, if I have to wait until chapter 55 for them to get it on, I'm gonna be so annoyed. It can't just be the one chapter. Like, am I really waiting for just this one chapter? Why is this the slowest burn to ever burn? But there is only one bed, so there's lots of cuddles. Yes. I just lost my place. The book just slammed shut. Ah, jeez. Okay, I need to go find my place now. Okay. I can work with that. At least we don't have to wait 6 more chapters for anything to happen. Chapter 49, let's go. I'm waiting for my lunch to heat up, but I was just thinking how convenient it is that Feyre is able to do everything with her powers when she absolutely needs to. She can't do them any other time, but then if somebody's in danger, or if she's in danger, or if she has like strong emotion, she's suddenly able to use them perfectly. It's not even like she fumbles a little bit with it, she uses them perfectly. It's convenient and it's funny. I'm just kind of accepting things as they are. Like, I don't understand how any of their magic and abilities work, so I'm just rolling with it, and that's how I feel like I'm dealing with her just suddenly able to do all of these magical things. It is what it is what I'm saying. I just got to the point where it was revealed that Feyre and Rhysand are mates. But I don't think I've paid attention enough to really know what those are. I feel like it was mentioned in book 1, but not really since then. There's no like lore, I guess, on it and how it works in this. So my only knowledge is on how it works in like Alpha, Beta, Omega stories in AO3 when I read fan fiction, and I don't think that's quite right. It says not lover, not husband, but more than that. Like, is it a soulmate type thing? How did Feyre not know? Was it supposed to be something that she felt? Or because she was human when they met, she couldn't feel it? But then when she turned into a high fae, shouldn't she have been able to feel it then? So I don't know. Did I miss something? Like, good for them. I'm happy for them. I'm happy to know that they are meant to be. But how? Is she serious? Is she serious right now? She's gonna throw a tantrum because he didn't tell her about this bond? Are you kidding me? She has been not in her right mind, she has not been okay, and he has been making sure that she's surviving, learning all of her skills, and becoming very strong, and she's pissed that he didn't tell her about this when she was with somebody else. She was literally going to marry somebody else, and she's mad at him about this. That's so dumb. She's so dumb right now. I have no words. Drama where drama does not need to be. There was too much going on for him to say this. They are barely starting to like become really close, and she's like all angry. It's so dumb. Okay, Feyre, be mad, be mad. And we are on chapter 54. We're about to start it, and I've heard this is a really good one too that leads into chapter 55. So here we go. Men written by women are just superior. What I wouldn't give to see that monologue on the screen. Movie form, TV form, I don't care. I need that entire monologue word for word. All of it. Every single word of it. I still don't know who I would picture as Rhysand, but I need somebody who can deliver that. I don't care if they're great looking. They need to deliver that with like the most heart imaginable. Okay. Chapter 55, let's do this. In what world is that spicy? That was just like so sweet. That was all fluff. I'm sorry. But that was, I guess, it had descriptions, but would I call it explicit? No. It's only dirty because they did it in paints. That was not very spicy, but it was precious. Like how much they cared about each other. It was like an awe the whole time. But I expected like raunchy going at it, but whatever. I enjoyed it enough. It was sweet. It was so sweet. But spice it was not. Okay. Alright. Did I read the wrong chapter? I looked it up too and it said chapter 55. Their chemistry is so good together. Tamlin never stood a chance. Like, all of the scenes of Feyre and Tamlin together were so boring in comparison to that. Like, it wasn't even fade to black with Tamlin either. It was just so basic. It was like one paragraph of them doing anything and then it would be like, and we're happy now. But this one was at least a whole chapter of descriptions. So there's that, but okay. I'm gonna finish this book. I don't know if I'll be able to finish before I leave, but I will be finishing this today. Okay, I'll check in with other thoughts that I have. And I think I need to go back to my couch because this is so uncomfortable to read on. I hate it. I hate reading on my bed. I think I'm kind of confused on the plot of this book. I'm not gonna lie. So they're trying to get the pieces of this book together so that they can make sure that the cauldron isn't used to bring back Jerian, because the king, Hybern, wants to bring him back to then wage war, because he wants to be like the ruler of all. Not entirely certain. But then there's like the human queens. Why are there 6 of them, and do all 6 queens live in a castle together? That doesn't make very much sense to me. And why did they need to know about Valaris to trust all of them? Just, I feel like I'm a little, what's the word? I can't even think of the word. I feel like I'm a little rusty on all of the details that are going on in this book, because I'm so focused on just who Feyre ends up with. So I'm being a terrible reader, but I'm trying to take it slow. I'm not reading this at 3 times speed like I did the first book. I'm reading this on 2 times speed, taking my time, and I'm still not fully understanding what's going on. Alright, it is about 3:30 though, and I have to get ready. I'm on chapter 58, which means I have, what, 22 more chapters to read when I get home, plus upload all this footage, plus edit it. Yeah, I'm gonna be sleepy tomorrow. Thank goodness tomorrow is Friday. But if you've made it this far, leave me the sleepy emoji guy to let me know that you feel my pain for being so tired and editing all night and probably all morning too, depending on how long this is. This is gonna be a long one. It's gonna be a long one. All right, I will see you after I go to dinner. I come back and Valaris is under attack? What the heck? What the heck? It took like, what, 1 chapter for the humans to reveal it after 5,000 years of secret? That was so dumb. What was the point of that? What was the point? I don't know. Maybe I'll find out now. But good job, Feyre, for knowing how to use all of her powers again with precision, perfection. Good job. Don't know how she learned that, but way to go her. She saved the day. I'm gonna finish this book now. I have 10 more chapters. About to start chapter 60. I love the way that Feyre is obsessed with calling Rhys her mate. That's like every other line. My mate looked this way. My mate said this. My mate kissed my forehead. It's just over and over. Oh, my hair's a little crazy, but it's just so funny to me. I mean, girl, same. If I got that, I would probably constantly say something like, my mate, over and over. But it's just so funny to me how often it's being used now. Now that she knows, now that they are together. Every other sentence. What? That is so rude to end it that way. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I can't pick up the 2nd book yet. I have other books I haven't finished this week. I mean, the 3rd book. What the fuck? Are you kidding me? I was getting real stressed there at the end with the breaking of the bond, but I'm glad that everything was wrapped up. But what the heck was that ending? Holy, okay, that was the best part of the book, honestly, by far, of those last few chapters were the best. I will say that I don't think I fully understand the cauldron part and why all of the human queens needed to become immortal. I think I'm just a little confused on the plot, and I might need to go look it up just so I'm more clear on it. Is it that Hybern, I don't know if that's his actual name or if that's where he lives, the king, he wants to send all of the Fae down into the human world to take over? Like, does he want to take over the world and not just Prithian? That's what I'm kind of understanding. And so allowing the queens to become immortal will gain their trust enough to let him in? Is that what I'm understanding? I'm not quite positive on that part. But turning Elaine and Nesta, I was kind of surprised. I didn't think that that would happen, at least to Elaine. I think I had kind of gotten spoiled a little bit about the 4th book with Nesta being the main character, and then I saw some fan art where she had like the ears, so I assumed that she got turned, but I was kind of surprised by Elaine. I figured she would be the one that they spared, but okay. I wish that that scene was more graphic. I think that it would have been more impactful if Elaine and Nesta were killed at the same time to be turned into Fae. It just kind of, it didn't make it as scary for Nesta to be turned after Elaine had already been like dropped in a cauldron, drowned, and then like brought back to life. Where Nesta, I get that she hates Fae and I know that she wouldn't have wanted to become one, but it just felt a little bit like, okay, why are you fighting so hard? You already saw her come back to life. Like, you'll be solid, you'll be good. I get that that's not the life that she wanted, but it just would have been more like gut punching if they would have just both been together and then were reborn together and not knowing if they were going to come back to life, and like that suspense would have been really good. But other than that, I really liked the ending. I thought it was a fun time, and I'm pissed that I can't pick up book 3 now. I mean, I can, but it would ruin a few of my reading plans and video plans. So I am super fucking excited to see how she tears Tamlin apart. Like, the arrogance of that man. It's one of those, like, if men have nothing but the audacity for him to think that Feyre wanted to be back with him the entire time, no matter how many times that he ran into her and she was like, nah, I'm good, I don't want to go back to you, and her having to literally lie about what she wants, make up a whole freaking elaborate scheme of her breaking the hold that Rhysand had over her and pretending that she actually all along wanted to go back to him. That is just some next level arrogance. Oh my gosh. Okay, all right. The ending was the best. I think the ending was definitely the best, but this video is probably going to be forever long, so I need to end it right here. So if you stayed this long to watch all of my reactions, please let me know how you feel. Explain to me the plot a little bit about this book, because I think I'm a little lost here. And please give it a thumbs up if you would like to see me react to the 3rd book. I'm gonna do it anyway, but I would like to know if I have some support there. But thank you so much for watching. I should be putting out a reading vlog in the next couple of days if you want to watch that too, but the 3rd book reaction should be out in a couple of weeks when I'm able to get to it. But thank you so much for watching. I will see you in my next video. Bye. I'm so sad that she and Rhys are apart though.